There is a framework in Nestlé where we put down our commitments to how we believe our contribution to society will take shape. All those commitments have to do with sustainability. They have to do with the fact that we believe in Nestlé, that to be successful over the long term, to be able to return what shareholders expect to them, we also need to be able to contribute to society in a significant way. We also use inside Nestlé a description on how we do that. We call this creating shared value. Creating value for shareholders and at the same time create value for society. This initiative just fits perfectly into the commitments that we have towards society. It is absolutely crucial that an issue like youth employment, Nestlé finds ways not only to bring its own solutions, its own ability to respond, even in numeric terms, but also to engage all partners along this value chain of youth employment.
The numbers speak for themselves. They are really frightening. In a context of an aging and indebted Europe, in a context where we live a digital revolution, we are at risk of losing one generation. And I don't think this is something Europe can afford. We need the new generation to help us shape the future of Europe. And that's the reason why we got mobilized, and that's the reason why we believe we need an all-of-the-society approach involving governments, of course, involving the education system, involving the youth, and involving as well companies and the business, because at the end of the day, they will be the ones providing the opportunities.
Youth unemployment is, of course, a key issue. And one of the problems is probably that we have also to address the skills mismatch that existed at European level. So for that purpose, the Commission launched last year in Leipzig an event on the European Alliance for Apprenticeship. What does it mean? Is that we try to have together the business, the education departments in order to increase the apprenticeship scheme. Because experience demonstrates that countries where the apprenticeship scheme is more relevant, people have more possibility to get a new job. So this is really the fact that putting together vocational education and training, education systems, business in a joint venture is the best way. And what we are assisting today is the demonstration that the good words that have been pronounced 1.5 years ago in Leipzig demonstrate in practice that this can work. The figures we have seen and the figures that Nestlé show on the commitments that have already been in place and the commitments to have now here 200 companies with the potential of 100,000 jobs and apprentices scheme is the real demonstration that the good words can be put it in real practices.
Well, it's a bit of a concerning topic because I myself have been lucky enough to find a good job, but many of my colleagues in the university are struggling very much with this, and the only jobs they can find available are in low-end services like restaurants and working something that doesn't have a very bright future in front of them. So it's concerning always.
I think there is a very big problem with unemployment, and I know many young people on my age or people that already graduate with bachelor degree or master degree that still can't find a job. So I'm going to graduate soon and I'm worried.
At the moment we're going through a very tough economic crisis, so I think that this might get worse if there are a lot of unemployed youths.
Of course, one of the growing problems is that despite the improving macroeconomic conditions at the moment in Europe, we have an increasing number of young people that are becoming long-term unemployed. So it's really becoming about getting the first job opportunity, and there is this widening crack between education and the labor market, in which 4.5 million young people are taking up internships and traineeships, whereas only 40% of those would be paid. So young people are forced to get into the labor market, forced to take up opportunities that actually puts them quite in precarious conditions. And over time, you lose skills, you lose competitiveness, and there is a smaller chance that you'll be employed in the future.
The young people themselves, and for them to understand what the job market, what the companies would expect. So we come back to the importance of practical experience as early as possible indeed. An apprenticeship, dual training is the best form, combines the theory with the practice, and this is indeed always the best form of education. And I think that this is a lot about that. And what we can do and provide as well is indeed readiness for work advices. And in this respect, we have engaged our organization entirely. We got 3,000 people in the first 8 months who have engaged, went to schools, went to universities, went to events to engage with the young people, explain them what is the reality, what companies would expect. And I think this is the best service we can give to the youth.
AXA is the first insurance brand worldwide and one of the largest financial services company. And as a CEO of AXA, who is employing approximately 150,000 people throughout the world, I'm particularly happy to see us joining the Alliance for Youth initiative. We do that because we see the world changing, because we see jobs being deeply transformed by technology, by the emergence of new countries. And we think that if we want to build the future of our children, we have to start now. We cannot be passive. Many of them are well skilled. They just need to have an opportunity, to have them be given a chance.
How can we live in the future if we can't offer a job for the new generation?
Being part of this initiative really for me is about making sure that children all across the region can really live up to the dreams and the hopes that they have, and that the businesses and corporations that come together under the initiative can help them achieve the dreams that they want.
Twitter is a community of users. All of the content on Twitter is user generated, and so there's an opportunity to find the right conversations, find the right people, and work with Nestlé and the Nestlé team to find ways to get this message in front of them and hopefully take advantage and benefit of the virility that goes with social media and get the message about this program out more widely to the community.
Very often there is a mismatch between what people are learning at schools and universities and the needs we have as employers. We feel that as companies we have an important role to play in filling this gap.
At the moment, Europe is characterized by youth unemployment levels of around 25%. I grew up in just such an environment, and my first traineeship opportunity meant so much more to me than just a job. In fact, it was a lifeline, it was hope. Employment opportunities for youth create hope. They underpin stable societies and communities and help us create better futures.